What would it be, Ryan the Great? And today we are talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, guys. Yes, my voice is completely messed up. The reason that I did not do a preview video is because you could barely hear what I was saying. I couldn't really finish sentences because my voice was so bad. I'm obviously, as you guys remember, I'm coming off a cold, and and then I had a cough. I was coughing a lot and whatnot, and now it's just, now my throat's all sore and all that. And yeah, it was bad. It was bad on Saturday, really, really bad on Saturday, and now Sunday it was getting better, and Monday it's all right, and now it's Monday, it's all right. Now probably tomorrow or Wednesday it'll get fixed up. So we will not be streaming tonight the Ravens and the Buccaneers. We'll see if we stream the NBA tip-off, and we'll see if we'll stream Wednesday for the Sixers, depending on how I feel. But let's just get right into it. But before we get right into it, guys, make sure you guys subscribe with your post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother Linda Gray Vlogs. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my second channel at Around the Cog Great. Make sure you guys go follow me on X Around the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go follow me on TikTok at Around the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go listen to the latest edition of the CR7 podcast. Make sure you guys go follow me on Twitch at Around the Great Podcast. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's run the video and let's roll that intro. Hey, come on, Stotty. Stop! 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 Red Flare! First pitch! Bring him in! Yeah! Oh, damn. All right, let's go in the video. So, starting off with the Eagles, their offense and their quarterback, Jalen Hurts. I mean, he didn't play bad. He didn't play bad at all. He was just kind of going through the motions. And, for the way we were running the football, we didn't really need him to throw the ball too much, which was fine. I mean, he didn't make any mistakes, which is really all he had to do, because of the fact that, once again, we were running the football so well. But he even ran the ball pretty well himself. He looked a lot faster this week, which I actually really liked. But, once again, not a great performance from Jalen Hurts. Nothing really that you could, brag about. But once again, this was not a performance where you could really, hurt him or criticize him in any way, because, he didn't make any mistakes, and that's really all he had to do. Moving on to our running backs, and Gainwell even had a good week, so we'll talk about him as well. But Saquon Barkley, I mean, what the hell can you say? He might be the most explosive running back in football right now. The second he hits that second level, he's gone. Like, you literally can't do anything. And give credit to the O-line, who we'll talk about in a few minutes. They opened up a lot of holes for Saquon Barkley, and he did the rest. You literally just can't do anything when he gets in space. I mean, when you're talking about the 55-yard run, the 38-yard run, and whatnot, I mean, this guy, you just literally can't do anything. It is just so hard to take him down. Because of the fact that he squats so much and he's so fast. He's, once again, the most explosive running back in football. Him and Derrick Henry, I'd have to say, are probably the best running backs in football at this current moment in time. But yeah, this is Saquon is absolutely incredible. And more rushing, more yards, total yards than the entire Giants offense. I mean, that is just absolutely wild when you think about it. And then Gainwell even had a great game. He was eating, not even in garbage time. He was able to get to the outside. He got through the C gap for the most part, and he was eating himself. I mean, he was really fast as well. We used him on early downs, which I'd like to continue to use, because Barkley was getting a lot of carries. I don't really want to wear his stamina down for the rest of the year, because we do have a long way to go. Moving on to our wide receivers, A.J. Brown. I like this thing where we actually throw the football to him. But once again, one-on-one, I think he's the best receiver in football. Now, I might be saying that as a homer, but I just can't see how you can't say that he's not the best one-on-one receiver in football right now. I think he's one of the strongest wide receivers in football. He's really fast as well. He can really do anything on the football field. One-on-one, he's unguardable. So, I don't really think that, I know you can't stop him. Deonte Banks did not do a good job. But when we run the ball like that, we get these opportunities to get these one-on-ones for A.J. Brown and others. Well, not really for others, just for A.J. Brown in this game in particular. But, I really like what they were doing with A.J. Brown. And on 4th and 3, when we threw the deep ball to him, I don't recommend that. But, I mean, it worked, so I'm not going to get too mad at it. But once again, that's a call that I just don't like, and it's something we have done before. Anyway, moving on to Devontae Smith. I mean, I was pretty upset he only got one chance on a busted screen pass. But, even if the ball is thrown 14 times, I think he should get a little bit more, looks from Hurts, he should be the number one read on a few plays because Brown is going to be doubled on a few plays. So I feel like he should be the number one read on, once again, a few plays just so we can, get him the football. But I was very upset that, he only got one catch for -2 yards. Jahan Dotson, I mean, when Hurts throws the ball 14 times, he's not getting the ball at all. Even when he throws the ball 30 times, he doesn't get the ball. So it is what it is. Calcaterra, I mean, he had one catch for 5 yards. He was more used in the run game today. We needed him really to just, give the defensive ends another body to get by, which was primarily for Brian Burns. So I'm not going to, get upset with him in any way, shape, or form. But, he did his job well, so I can't get upset. Somebody else we used as a fullback was the linebacker Van Sermon. I mean, maybe we want to switch him over to fullback. I mean, he did a decent job, so maybe he can play both if he's obviously not going to be getting too many reps at linebacker, so maybe we can get him a little bit more reps at fullback, even when Goddard returns. Now, our offensive linemen, I mean, we gave up 4 sacks, but most of those, I'd say 2 or 3 of them were Hurts' fault because he walks into sacks, which I just don't understand why. And once again, this keep the play alive mentality, which I can't stand. But some were the offensive line fault. I mean, Fred Johnson, on a few plays, got killed by Brian Burns on rip-throughs. But I'm not going to get too mad at him because it is his first week back as he's replacing Jordan Mailata, and he's also playing left tackle instead of right tackle, which is pretty different. Left tackle is the second most important position on the field, in my opinion. But he's more of a run blocker as well, so can't get too mad about that. And then for the most part, pass protection was good. The run blocking was incredible. I mean, we ran Saquon Barkley through the A gap and B gap for the most part. You defend a guy like Dexter Lawrence. Landon Dickerson did a really good job. Becton did get a concussion in this game. Hopefully, he is ready to go for next week. We obviously had Smith. He had to be out for a week, and we'd give him that bye week for rest as well. But hopefully he's able to play sooner rather than later. But then also, I want to give a lot of credit to Cam Jurgens, who did a really great job, pulling around, getting to that second and third level and taking out multiple guys at once. He, really pulled out his inner Kelsey on some plays. He made that 38-yard play. If you go back and watch that play, he did a really good job of pulling around and taking out a linebacker. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, but he was able to take out a linebacker and let Barkley get extra yards that maybe, it could have been a 15-yard gain instead of a 38-yard gain if he didn't make that block. So a really great job by him. Run blocking was really good. Then our defensive line, I think I was the most shocked person on the planet when Bryce Huff had a sack and a tackle for loss. I mean, I don't know what his pregame meal has been these past couple of weeks, but, he really needs to continue with it because he had a sack against Cleveland. And then he had a sack this week against the New York Giants, so he's got to keep doing whatever he's doing pregame or practice-wise or whatever because he's doing a really great job with it. Sorry, I'm still going through it. And then Jalen Carter, I mean, he's just way too strong. Since the defensive ends actually did their job this week, those create one-on-one opportunities for Jalen Carter, and he might be one of the strongest, if not the strongest defensive tackle in the NFL right now. So, no one's really going to be able to stop him. Even Jalix Hunt, I think that's how you say his first name, got in there for a sack, which is good because not too many people remember that we drafted him with a third-round pick, and he could be used since BG. Brandon Graham is not going to be used too much in the later stages of the year because he obviously is going to have some stamina problems. He's a bit older. But our run defense was great as well. While our offense, kind of forced the Giants to run pass the football. Sorry. God, once again, I'm still going through it. While the offense forced the Giants to throw the ball and try and get them to score the football pretty quickly. We held both Tracy and Singletary to under 4 yards a carry, and the defensive line did a really good job of filling their gaps. Also, the linebackers, which we'll get into right here, Nakobe Dean. I mean, in the first quarter, not too great. Had a missed tackle or two. I know there was one early in the game that he just completely missed, and I was just like, oh my God, we're having another one of these games for him. But then after the first quarter, which nobody seems to play well in, he did a really good job. He learned how to get through, he learned how to get through filled gaps so he could just run through unblocked and then get to the quarterback. I don't know if he was asleep in the film room or he just wasn't watching film, because he finally learned how to do that. Bourne got hurt. Hopefully he's okay. He hasn't done much the last couple of weeks, but he did make a few plays in the open field, few open field tackles and whatnot, which did create some longer situations on third down for the Giants. So that was pretty good. And Nolan Smith, I mean, I shed a tear. Finally, I don't have to say that we should have taken Brian Branch over him this week. Now, once again, I do think we should have taken Brian Branch over him, but I'm not gonna, go into depth this week, because he actually learned how to use his hands and use his speed to get by tackles this week and make some damn plays. But anyway, going on to our secondary, our corners and safeties. Mitchell with another great game. I mean, he is the defensive rookie of the year at this current moment in time. He's been locking down everyone. Neighbors, who no one has stopped, was pretty much shut down the entire game by Quinyon Mitchell. Four catches for 41 yards. I mean, that is really shutting down Malik Neighbors, if you ask me. And I'm sorry, once again. Still haven't been able to get that interception yet, but I hope it's coming soon. But he has great recovery speed. He doesn't let anything get behind him. He's the defensive rookie of the year, no doubt about it. Darius Slay was decent, had some pass breakups. He learned how to split the hands of the receivers finally. There were some plays where I thought was pass interference, but they weren't called, so I'm not gonna mention it anymore. I'm loving what DeJean's doing right now in the slot. Hasn't given really up anything while it is against the Giants and the Browns. He has done a decent job. He's also doing a really good job on punt returns, which is something that I'm thankful for. Maybe we have to keep him in there even when Britton Covey comes back. And then C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Blankenship, they didn't do much, but I mean, the Giants really didn't throw the ball deep. I think they only threw the ball, past 20 yards like 2 times. Daniel Jones averaged 4.7 yards per attempt. So, they really couldn't do much in this game. And welcome back, Cindy Brown. Let me give a shout out to him. No one has more faith in Cindy Brown than I do. I'm a big fan of him. I'm hoping that he, can get some more reps in there as the season continues to progress. And then our coaching. So we finally learned to give Saquon Barkley the ball. I don't know if that was Sirianni or if that was Kellen Moore, but whoever decided to do it, I mean, thank you for doing it, because Saquon Barkley, one of the most explosive back in the NFL, arguably the best back in the NFL. I would argue, if someone argue Derrick Henry, I'm not going to disagree, but I'm not debating anybody on this right now. It's either Saquon Barkley or Derrick Henry, the best backs in the NFL. And then, I mean, it really didn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that the Giants' offensive line were so bad and we needed to send pressure at it. So, not really anything you could say there. Sirianni, but for Sirianni-wise, I didn't like the fact that we went forward on that 4th down. I think our first push touchdown. But, Hurts bailed us out. He ran the ball well this week. And I'm glad we didn't really get cocky on the goal line and try to rack up touchdowns for Saquon Barkley. Now, obviously, his fantasy users are going to be upset about that, but I'm definitely not upset about it. One, because I have Jalen Hurts on my fantasy team, and I need him to get some touchdowns. Also, just talking football-wise, it's a guaranteed touchdown. It's a guaranteed yard or 2, whatever you need. So, let's just guarantee the touchdown, and, none of it really matters. And then the bottom line, I mean, Sirianni survives another week. He did well, so I'm not saying he's down on the hot seat now, but he did have a good week, game plan wise. And then if we just continue to give the ball to Barkley and actually have some good defensive line play, because that translates over to the secondary, then we will definitely be fine. So yeah, I'm glad I'm done talking. My voice is still bad. Hopefully it's better by tomorrow, and we will see. That'll do it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe. Also, if you guys can't tell, maybe you guys can't even tell through the video, because I was doing something for open house, the St. Joe's Prep open house, and then for the live stream, people were telling me that my voice was fine. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Maybe it was fine. It was just me. But if you guys can't tell, then whatever. But I mean, I can definitely tell, and everybody that I talk to in person can definitely tell. But That'll do it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe with the post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother Living the Great Blogs. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my second channel, Around the God Great. Make sure you guys go follow me on X, Around the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go follow me on TikTok, Around the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go listen to the latest edition of the CR7 podcast. Make sure you guys go follow me on Twitter, Around the Great Podcast. And as always, Ryan the Great out. Peace.